بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. We have another question and it says, is the Hanbali Madhab preserved? I've already mentioned how to do this, how to keep the Hanbali Madhab safe in one of the previous videos. And it says, countering claims of some scholars who attack the madhab due to Imam Ahmad's differing positions, narrations on a matter. Do these people exist? Do they even exist? Different positions, this is like a privilege in a madhab. This shows the depth of al-ijtihad and it shows that the madhab is dynamic. It's a very bad thing if a madhab, we are talking about a madhab that lasted and that was supposed to last this long, 1,200 years. If it's a static madhab, this is a very bad thing. It shows you the development of Ahmad, not the development of Ahmad that he goes from like a lower place to a higher place, like how his ijtihad works. This is actually this could be a separate discipline that is studied within the Hanbali madhab. This is very, I'm not going to discuss this. This is very, I find this very stupid. Is it if you mean is it mahfuz, like is it authentic? Definitely. Do you see the asanid of the madhab? It's a madhab of Athari people who practice ulum al-hadith. Yeah. Could you please read al-insaf? Attend my dars on or listen to the recordings of this dars, the introduction to al-insaf, the foundational principles of the Hanbali madhab, the introduction to al-insaf. I think we have these people's work was meticulous, but yeah. What do you want? What do these people want? A madhab made in a lab after some experiments? The place of using Kalam when giving Dawah to non-Muslims as an Athari. There is no place of using Al-Kalam as an Athari, even if you are giving Dawah to non-Muslims. Al-Kalam does not help non-Muslim. Most of the time does not help, unless they have the shubha. And then when we use Al-Kalam, we use it carefully. The amount of Al-Kalam that Imam Ahmad himself allowed, as you read in Al-Adab al-Shar'iyya Ibn Muflih and other scholars, the amount of Kalam that he allowed is the Kalam or the logical evidence that is directly derived from Al-Kitab wa Sunnah. You have ayat, if you use them, regardless of being Quran, they are logical evidence. Yes? When you ask a person, have you created yourself? Or you come to existence without being created, without nothing? This is logical evidence. This is just what the Quran states. Yeah, I can call it the dalil of kada and kada, so and so, as al mutakallimin, yeah, label it, but this is the amount of kalam you are permitted to use. And then the rest of al-kalam, what people usually do from an Athari perspective, this is only something that you do in a necessity, something that you practice in a necessity. You are calling someone to become a Muslim. This does not construct anyone's aqeedah. Actually, this is the opinion of one of the greatest mutakallimin of our time, one of my mashayikh. There is a difference between constructing al-aqeedah or establishing al-aqeedah, constituting al-aqeedah. This is one thing. And the lesson of al-aqeedah, in which you learn about these methods to refute others. And from an Athari perspective, this is not even the lesson of al-aqeedah. Is the Quran preserved, tackling Orientalists who attack the different qira'at ahruf of the Quran? I do not think we can do this in a short video. However, we will always have this problem. And I think if we try to understand it from the perspective of Orientalists, or from the perspective of Orientalism, we will have first to be familiar with what Orientalism is. I think you should, or we should, read Edward Said then. And after reading Edward Said, this is a very good introduction to the issue. And after reading Edward Said, we have to read probably Wa'il Hallaq to understand what Orientalism is and how it works. Yes. And after doing this, let's see how I do not want to say Orientalism, the Orient, yeah. I do not want to start saying the Occident, or the West. But we will have to see how they start, or how they have already started practicing a branch of philosophy that is called philosophy of testimony. And then you see Ulum al-Hadith, the transmission of Al-Quran. What scholars say about the differences between the qira'at, the few differences between al-qira'at. The theory of al-ahruf al-sab'a being existent now versus it's just one harf. Two theories. Yes. And I think if a person has a basic working understanding of ulum al-hadith, yeah, and if a person understands the general meanings of the Quran, I think this person wouldn't have a problem with any claim made by the Orientalists, as you said. And I wouldn't put it as a question, to be honest. And I wouldn't, as a Muslim, I wouldn't ask the question itself. Is the Quran preserved? If you have doubts, this is a problem. Yeah, a problem that needs to be treated. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. Maybe it's just a poor wording of the question. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just telling you this is a problem that this needs to be treated. Let's do our research then. I cannot say that I have mentioned what is sufficient in this issue. I have more. It will be a very long series of videos. I do not think it's the priority now in my plans. But yeah. More than one of the students is asking, is asking me to do like short biographies. Yeah. First of all, do not tell me short, long, medium, whatever, please. Yeah, this is stupid. Why short? Does it have to be tailored to your needs? Short. What if it only works when it's long? Do not do this again, please. People, because of the social media culture, people are being really stupid sometimes. My apologies if this hurts you. It has to hurt you somehow. Short biography, like 1 minute, is this short? What is short? What are the standards here? You see how students interfere? You should not interfere. You should submit. Yeah. So the answer is no. I'm not going to do any biographies. Read. Go read. Another question. Hey, this is about the most correct opinion. The most correct opinion. Let's ask the very basic questions. Who says it's the most correct opinion? I will follow Rajih, the most correct. Give me the most correct opinion. Said by whom? Like the majority of scholars. Which majority of scholars? Like the opinion of the majority. What if there is no majority? What if the majority is this like a democratic thing? Maybe this is like an American thing. Yeah. By the way, I love democracy, but some of its applications, not all of it. But is this like a democratic thing? You want 50+1 opinion or what? What is the most correct position? who determines? This is a more important question. Who determines that it's the most correct position? Please, let's raise these questions. These doubts are very important. Let's make people question their religion, because sometimes their religion is not true. They call themselves Muslims, and they are. In our eyes, maybe they are. Maybe according to يعني علم الله, Allah's ilm, knowledge, yeah, they are Muslims and everything, because they say La ilaha illallah, but their religion, their deen is full of problems. Their religion, their practice of the religion, their beliefs or their opinions in this religion or on this religion, the religion itself is perfect. Their way of thinking about the religion, and maybe they are not even Muslims. I'm not doing takfir. You say La ilaha illallah, you are a Muslim. You die, we bury you with Muslims. But maybe you are not a Muslim in reality. I'm not like a Wahhabi who's trying to I always say, because of the deficiency in the God of al-Wahhabiyya, they are always trying to play the role of God's assistants. So they play this role of, your reality, unlike what you appear, or what you show, or how you appear, your reality is that you are a hypocrite or a kafir or something like this. This is what people do not know. Only God knows, and we also know it because we help God, because our God needs help. This is my theory of how the Wahhabiyya think about their God, and their God is not the God I worship. The God I worship is free of deficiencies. But I'm talking about the true Wahhabi. Fortunately, most of the Wahhabiyya do not have a clear idea what their madhab means, what their madhab says. I can explain this in a separate video. I've already explained it in my durus, and I'm not really I do not really care about how people react to my videos or so. So yeah, it's fine. I'm not trying to be like al-Wahhabiyya, but there is always a possibility that in fact, in reality, one is not a Muslim, even though in ad-dunya, according to the rulings of people, he has to be treated as a Muslim. The most correct position, who determines the most correct position? You want me to determine it or to cite it? And if you want me to cite it, who determined it? I'm going to cite whom? The position of Ibn Taymiyyah, or the position of al-Lajna al-Da'ima in Saudi, or the position of the combination of al-Uthaymin, al-Fawzan, al-Albani, Ibn Baz? This is just very stupid. This shows intellectual inferiority, in my opinion. Sometimes you have to be blamed. We put the blame on you, on a person who says something like this. My student does not hold these beliefs. He's just he or she, I'm not sure, asking the question. Sometimes we have to put the blame on you, and sometimes the blame is ours, actually, because we have not educated people properly. And sometimes we have to put the blame on the culture and people who succeeded in deceiving the masses of al-Muslimin. Wallahu al-musta'an. I think this is enough. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam, wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.